So it's fine to mine these shulkers then, because they'll just spawn, eh?
I don't know if they
kill you.
continue spawning, but yeah, they'll in the
If
same
I-
spot.
Oh, they won't. Oh, okay.
They're not.
Do you know
they're
you
not
can get them into the overworld and make a farm for them?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So what? How do you?
Oh, I would
Mine them.
hate to attempt that.
You wouldn't throw
Those-
that?
You,
Just
you
kill 'em.
can't mine them.
No, it's
Well,
really
time to-
intent for you to do.
Farm up all the shulkers, I guess.
I'm
Yes,
seriously
sir.
at 4,000 and I've not found it.
The skull is, the skull isn't 100% drop either. So
So
This
how
is
do
just
you
my
get?
luck too.
How do you
I
get
don't-
your shulker farm? Because they drop.
It's a massive process to get like one into the overworld, eh? Like I wouldn't.
Oh,
wish
because
it
you got to
on
use
my
the
list,
portal.
enemy.
Yeah, yeah. And this is me post Enderman fight. We have a lot of yelling and eating and breathing to do. And I've already equipped myself with all the necessary stuff that we're gonna need for the next couple of things. For probably the next couple of days. And I'm off.
catchy ass song. I can't say it on here. When he be like, she needs some presidentials just to be presidential. Hold up. I'm about to buy some dentures. Had a hoe eat me for dinner. What's that song? Oh,
Alright, I just jumped in the flashback mod and I'm here to try and explain to you guys how the farm works. This farm is going to be in the description. It's made by Day6, and the blueprint for the farm, it's like it's off a Chinese YouTube, and I'm not sure if he just translated it or anything, but it's still pretty insane how they made it. I would definitely do not recommend for your mental health if you want to make a build like this, but because it's just complicated. But at the same time, the rates, it makes it really worth it. Pretty much infinite inventory space. Get it right. All right, so here we go. We have the AFK room. You're sitting in there, and this is pretty much the kill shoot. So there's a lever activating at the back, and I think with the shulker mob, they're just designed to sort of teleport a little bit more if there's something that's activating like that, and that's why the trapdoor over here, we keep this open, because if you close that, the shulker will go on top of that out of nowhere, because there's so many at the moment in the same area. Now they can only spawn in like 2 blocks, but then they can also spawn sideways. So that's what's happening here. The shulker's, I think, spawning on top, but then it's spawning sideways and then push straight down, so it's forced to be sitting here. And there's a stream of shulker bullets here, because right at the very top you got multiple duplicating shulkers. So just like the way the build is, it's sort of designed to like force them to spawn here, as this is these 2 slabs. Yeah, these 2 slabs are the only solid area that they can actually fully spawn in and fully open. They still phase through, but you know, however that works. But they're both these shulkers are attacking a golem. 3 golems. We have 3 snow golems underneath the kill shoot. So right here, they're actually attacking each other, right? But we don't want them to get killed, so I think this stops it. The scaffolding itself just blocks the bullets, just bounces up and down, and then that's where this guy comes in. Every time he dies, boom, we get some shells. And with the water systems placed in, there's one here in this top slab, and that sort of runs down, and then I think there's another one down here as well, but it all pushes down through this little baby hole here, little baby gap, and it's actually really cool, as that stair just angles it, and then hoppers just catch it nice and easy. But I have this problem still. I think this is just the version of the game, or maybe it's mods, but I get them stuck here. Get a lot of them stuck here. But on the other side, nothing gets stuck. And sometimes if one hits it, it gets pushed down. I can always just go up there, just go to the side. We already cleaned that up, but yeah, that's pretty much how everything works here. And it's just off the ground, I think 20 blocks, so it doesn't have a chance to go ahead and teleport into near available blocks. Pretty much we picked a pretty clear area, but the area situation, it's because when you move the shulkers to the overworld, they spawn right here, and this is like the spawn world spawn point, return point anyway, for any mobs that come through, endermen, any boats. But obviously as a player you wake up in your bed anyway.
1 million zillion jillion dillion cotillion times later.
I'm back, guys. I'm finally back, and this is me after 8 long brutal days of just trying to understand and build the farm. But we have finally unlocked infinite inventory for the REEVESY realm, and I'm gonna say it's pretty worth it. But at the same time, I definitely have crippling depression, and I've ended up making my Nether portal for spawn. We're gonna do some more explanation with that, but right now I kind of want to do a quick tutorial before we get gasted or we just got directly hit. Oh my god. And we're back at spawn. Look at this. But this was very necessary to what I had to do to create Chibaku Tensei. But definitely I wanted to start this episode with a quick tutorial because I've had a really big problem with this. We got a lot of portals now, and they're very close to each other in the Nether, and it's given us issues. So right now we're gonna build a new one, maybe just right in front of it. We'll go over here to the other side. Well, we're doing a linking Nether portals tutorial right now because this has really diddled me, and it took a lot of time to figure out where I went wrong. Like, all right, we got our markers down. We're gonna build a portal very close to our new portal right now. And what'll end up happening is it might take me there, or it might give me a new one. But before we do that, let's figure out our X and Z coordinates. So right now it's saying -87, 17. Positive. It's the same still. So it's 88. Actually 88 on the left side. 88. And 17, and it took us right here, right? It took us back to where we started. But if we wanted to actually have a different portal, we have to link it. And the actual only formula you have to do is everyone's gonna, all these tutorials, my bad, all these tutorials keep telling you, it's 8 blocks in the overworld is 1 block in the Nether, but the formula is you just divide it by 8, but you make the portal here in the overworld first, then you go in the Nether, then you make a new portal, and then that will link it. So if we do the math, -87 divided by 8 is -10. 17 divided by 8 is 2. So we have nether coordinates of 10 and 2. So the y doesn't matter. In the nether, I can actually pick how high or how low I build it, but it has to be... I don't think we even have enough obsidian. But we have our x right here, 10. And we need to go a couple more blocks over here. This is 2. Alright. So the portal has to be built the way we would come from 2 and then 1. Because it's facing this way. In the overworld. Alright, we're gonna do a jump cut, but I will attempt to make this. Just to make an example. So this... we've actually... have a very nice use for this now. All our lava cauldrons have been essential in making our obsidian. So all I did was dig one and put a block in front of it, and then you want to pick it up quickly, so you don't, if you have any torches or anything, you don't want to break anything. And then with the use of our silk touch, we're good to go. Gonna do this for 10 obsidian. I think we already have 3. Got the obsidian, and we're gonna build this one quickly. And just to show you, I think I'm supposed to... no, I think it doesn't matter anymore. Now, because it's in the right spot, it shouldn't break. I could just jump in and it'll put me where I made the second one. See? So if they're too close to each other within, I think around 300 to 500 blocks, the overworld portals and the nether portals, they're generating way too close, and it, in terms of biomes, it tries to put you on top of solid ground, but there's a lot of lava lakes, and then you get the coordinates for the X and the Y, Z, and the Y doesn't matter. Once you're in the nether, I could go as high as to the roof or as low as to the lava lake in the nether and move it, but as long as it's in the same coordinates, these two. I haven't tried it out yet when you make it bigger, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. We're gonna do that eventually. We're gonna tear this down, but I've had a problem with when I first linked up, I first created the portal just underneath there, under the mound next to the safe house. It was fine up until I made the end portal. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's even that close already, but we're gonna go check that out eventually. The end portal, nether portal, was necessary, so I didn't have to travel. I think it was like 2,000 blocks from here. Yeah, or 1,800 blocks, something like that. But when I made this, it was fine until I made the end gateway nether portal, the nether hub going to there, and when I returned to try and go to spawn, it ended up spawning me just deep underwater. It wasn't underwater. It was like a cave system. It just made a nether portal. That's what I'm thinking. Like the portal will try to generate on land, but there was no land all over here. So it went underground. And I had to dig myself out. And then I just had to go in circles for that before I could even start this abomination over here. And it was actually just insane. It was driving me to the wall, but we finally learned and were able to share our knowledge. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my god. Alright, we're gonna break this out because we only wanted the example. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna spread some love because we've made it to the end. And I think it deserves some end game loot because I feel like all the items I'm about to give is just gonna help us collectively, maybe even to get to our next collab. Might speed it up, might not. But now that that's all fixed, that is the world spawn portal over there. Alright, we went ahead and oversimplified the formula for linking nether portals. So for getting your overworld coordinates, you want to divide it by 8 to get the coordinates for the nether portal. And then in the nether, if you have a broken one, you need to multiply by 8 to get the coordinates for the overworld blocks. So the 2 blocks where the obsidian's supposed to be, that's where the coordinates is gonna be once you've done the formula. So just like the example we just displayed for the overworld earlier, if you have a broken nether portal, you just move the broken one, which is the one that's not in the right coordinates, and then once you build it, you just step through. Just instantly linked already. You don't need to well, I didn't need to light the other one and then go back to the other one and then go through the first one like most tutorials do. But that's pretty much it. And just outside my portal here, that's where the overworld spawn goes to my right, and to the left, that is where the end gateway portal goes. And we're back home. Look at the wares that we've acquired. This is from pretty much destroying the first city, the one featured in the last episode, the Ender Dragon episode. I came back there and I'm pretty much emptied all the shulkers. My apologies, but at the same time, we won't have to think about that anymore. As you can see, 3 stacks here right now. I'll show you guys the whole demo of the shulker farm soon, but at the moment, I just wanted to show off what we, outside of the gunpowder, this is what we acquired from our last cave dive. That is actually so much, just for like just a little bit of time. Obviously I had fortune, I had the fortune pick, but the raw gold, that is clutch. That's gonna be very useful. But now we're gonna make a couple shulkies, and we're actually gonna try to set up a trading system right now. And I've heard a lot. I've even bamboozled myself just earlier, and they say this is bad. The ender chests, apparently they end up deleting things, okay? And I put one down. This is the main one, I think, so I'm gonna leave this one here. And then I opened this and it copied the items from in there, because they're technically like portals, but they're chests, but then you have to pick them up with a silk touch. So the shulkies are the real loot. We won't be opening them as they're a surprise, but my idea is just gonna spread these out and then let the boys pick where they want them. And I guess we're gonna ask to put a shulker box of the items that we were gonna ask for back into that one, and then I just want to leave this one in. I want to try and pick him up from here, but we're gonna do a little bit of a grindy process right now. I'm gonna clear my inventory just like to get everything moved out of there. So really, this is what it's for. To move stuff. And right over here, that's actually where the original spawn. That's where the original spawn was for the world spawn portal. So that's what this is what I'm saying by you can move it, because this is directly in line with right over here is directly in line with the I think, yeah, see there? With the legit one. So instead of me having to jump up here, I was using like ender eyes just to get all the way up faster. But I just moved it. Just use my brain, big brain activity. There we go. We're going with the storage one with this one, hurricane. We're gonna make it look ugly just the way you love it. And I don't want to hear any more crying. I gave you some templates in there. Is that it? One final transfer. And that's everything. Hope everyone's happy. You know? Make sure you move your wares and you make sure you trade me my shit, god damn it. Alright, gang.
千葉区転生
そこまでしなくても、もうあなたの体が。
少し黙ってろコナン集中する
I think it's finally time. We've finally finished the Shulker Farm project, aka the Shulker Mansion, aka Lil Peep's Planetary Devastation. Well, first off, we have changed up just some blocks, spruced it up a little bit. I feel like this combo looks very nice with the purple and the purple, the dark purple, a little bit of light in the back. In the nighttime it really popped. You even got the sound when you step on it, but over here, to make it real nice and simple, so as soon as you come out the portal, come through the back, we have a little locker here full of shulker shells. There we go. To make it easier for the guys, instead of having to go up there, but we're definitely gonna get a little tour there in a minute. So as soon as you come in here, you need some shells, just grab some here and I'll fill that up. But we're gonna be looking at that as an extension. Eventually I'm gonna have some storage and some more builds around this area, but for now we've made a moat around it so we can just swanton bomb right off the edge, off the top rope. Nice and easy. But we've named the build Lil Peep's Planetary Devastation, also known as the Shulker Mansion, and we've left something here in case you want to go wandering all the way up there. But definitely my only request is do not break the scaffolding, my boys. Alright, with a bucket of milk we're going right up. I still need to add the, do that later, but here we go. Here we have it. Climb on top any one of those scaffoldings, press spacebar, and this is a pretty safe spot. So I like going from here, but here it's a pretty low chance of getting hit because there's snow golems in there. I'll do an explanation with that if I haven't already. But here's the first box. Ooh, almost already. Second box, third box. I haven't been able to get to the third box yet. Been doing a lot of building somewhere else, and I just haven't had time to AFK yet. But this here is the AFK room, and this, I'll fix this trapdoor so it's not in the way, but it's just to access that first one easier. I might put it here, but that's pretty much the first one that fills up. So if you end up coming up here, open the first box, and then over here space bar on up, and what you want to do is jump, and either this first one or the second one, open it, and there you have it. You have your AFK room. You just sit in here and let the shulkers go at it. But we're gonna go up and show you guys how actually scary it is. But now it should be nice because you can just float on down. If they do end up hitting you, you can really see the marking of how big the moat is. Nice and easy. Swanton bomb. If you completely miss and fall off the edge, that's the skill issue at that point. Alright, space bar on up here. So this is a very hard spot to find. Already got hit. You have to look down. See how there's nothing there? There's something here. If we end up not getting, there you go. You have to look right down there and then shift. And that's the only scaffolding we have. I could probably add somewhere over the front there, but I think we'll try and limit the people coming up here unless we're about to destroy the build. Go all the way up. So here is actually the room where all of the magic happens. Pretty sure this is it. So one of the spots, they love spawning here for some reason, and then because of this they open up and then they teleport away, and then that's another. I still have this problem here sometimes. Did I get it? I might leave it. We'll leave that before we stuff the build up. Can we add a button there? Yes sir. Quick fix before I break it. It's supposed to be up there. Okay, that really stressed me out. I had to really pause. But I get a lot of shells stuck there, look. Either way, this is the main action of the room. We're just gonna let it happen and float on. Keep our floaties up. And they duplicate over here. Like, the build is forcing them to only spawn in these 2 spots. It's like a slab over there. And then they just go crazy, keep hitting each other. But there's also a golem. 3 snow golems just are aggroing them right at the bottom. Before we break it anymore. This here spot here is another choking station. I feel like I can use this for... Okay. Not anything at the moment. But if I go on up here, I feel like I've got a really nice chance of... It's gonna be hell, but I could probably pop a boat down and then catch a couple of them lacking, and then have a little shulker station where all of the shulkers that I want can sort of just be picked up in a little small area. Nice and easy. Okay, so this is the problem here. This is why you shouldn't be going up there at all. But that's pretty much it for the bit. I think we're just gonna continue floating. Oh my god, we can see builds. We're so high up. Holy. The audio is broken because we are so high up. Ooh, big swanton bomb. But yeah, pretty much. It's mainly just decorating. But we're very happy with the results. The amount that we're getting. Just putting these in. Yep. I'm gonna float on down. It is very stressful, but you get used to it. It's nice and fun. And this here, just a little addition so I can keep the mode going. But the only request I have with the boys is definitely, I want to try that little system that we have going. Maybe some sugarcane. I want to get the cherry blossoms myself, but we'll see. I feel like the request is enough. Everyone, if they have a spare armor trim and a couple stacks of sugarcane, you know, pop it in a chest and pop that chest in the ender chest. And I think that's it for this episode. Make sure you go check out the rest of the Manimal Gang's videos and stay tuned.